Good evening and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. We are going to do another one of our Love and Movies layouts tonight. I'm almost out of time, so I got to get as many done as I can. We're going to do France tonight. Moulin Rouge. Satine, the name of the movie it's done for, is Satine or Moulin Rouge. Satine is a singer showgirl at the famous Moulin Rouge. She's been promised to the Duke by the manager, but falls for a young Englishman, meeting in secret before the wedding. To earn your Valentine for this destination, showcase a larger size photo of a female, 5x7 or larger, include feathers and flair to show pizzazz. Large photo, feathers, and flair. Well, that's kind of a problem for me because I don't do flair. But I found one and we're going to figure out how to use it. So I'm going to scrap this picture of, it says a female, but I have two females. This is my sister and me, and we were on a cruise. We call it the graduation cruise because her daughter was graduating from high school, and then my two best friends, one of them had a granddaughter that was graduating from high school, and one that was like a sophomore in high school, and then my other best friend had one that was like a sophomore in high school. So we took all those girls and called it the graduation cruise, and we had so much fun. It was, I think, an 8-day cruise. We went to Grand Cayman, Jamaica, somewhere else, Cozumel or somewhere like that. It was a lot of fun. We did some fun stuff. So my title is going to be Sister and Friend. And I think I decided I just kind of decided this at the last minute, but I think I'm going to ink the edges of this. I found an old close to my heart ink pad, and it's called Ocean, which is certainly appropriate for this layout. So I'm just going to ink these edges, and you can see all of this stuff over here. I have my feathers. This is actually my flare. I'll kind of tell you about it in a minute. But I'm going to get all of that. I think this is going to be pretty fast and simple tonight. So while I'm doing this, because this is going to go really fast, I'm going to do the twist real fast. The twist tonight comes from Job chapter 12, 7 through 10. It says, "But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In his hand is life of every creature and breath of all mankind." Well, that's an appropriate scripture tonight since I'm doing about a cruise. You know, man, I believe, is the only created creature that questions God and questions his authority. It says you can ask the fish, you can ask the birds, you can ask the earth itself, you can ask any of the animals, and they know that it's true, that God created everything, that he's the ultimate authority. And you know, I have been very, very blessed. Well, I just got ink all over me. I have been very, very blessed to be able to travel some. And I'm just amazed everywhere I go at the land formations and the mountains, like the Alps and the Himalayas. And I'm just amazed at what all God created. And he just spoke it into being. And that just absolutely amazes me. And nothing amazes me more than, flying over an ocean. Like, we flew from LA to Singapore, and I mean, you are over ocean going 300 miles an hour for, I don't know, 10, 12 hours. That's huge. That is huge. And you go on a cruise, and I mean, this was a cruise in the Caribbean, so that's not the big part of the ocean, but I mean, it's just so gigantic, so vast that I just stand in awe at God's handiwork. And so I thought that was a good little twist for what we're doing tonight. Oh, I do want to close this. These are the old, close to my heart ones, and you do them like that, and then you swivel them, and then they store upside down. I mean, well, that would be because that's the ink pad there, and it keeps them good. I mean, these are old, and they still work, but they're hard to maneuver. The new ones, I don't think, open like that. Okay, so let's see. What did I do with my picture? There we go. Let me just flip everything off here because that's what I do. We're going to do something like this. And then I got to get these flowers and these. I wanted to play off of the pink that was on this paper. I liked this paper. And I had these feathers that I had done for a swap one time. And I thought, yeah, I still have some of those feathers. So let's just figure out what we can do with some of them. I don't think that's so busy up there. I think we'll just stay down here. I've got this lighter colored one, so I kind of want to work it in and not just do, if you start getting these darker ones together too much, it gets messy looking. It kind of just all runs together. And then this is my biggest flower. I'm going to put it down here. This is my flare. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Got some strings on those. I kind of tried this a while ago, parts of it anyway, so I think I know where we're headed. Okay, so I'm for sure going to put the picture here. So let's kind of rake this off and get our picture down before we get too far into this. I just backed my, ooh, I don't want that ink on there. Well, I think it's eternally on there though. Oh man. Not sure where that came from. Anyway, let's get our picture down. I went ahead and backed it in kind of this teal color, and then I cut my title out of this is 2 offsets on my silhouette. So I did the first this is, of course, the letters are in the teal, and then the first offset is in something that almost matches this, and then the second offset is back in the teal again. So I just wanted that kind of that contrast in it. So there's our picture. So let's work on this one over here. See what we can do. Oops. These have so many little loose ends. They get tangled up really easy. See how we want to lay those out. I don't know if I think those need to come down to the very corner of that picture. And I don't want to cover up too much of the picture, but I'm okay with it touching, you know, going over a little bit of it. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do something with this one over here to kind of balance it out. So we're going to have pink, pink, and I got to bring some pink down here. So let's try that. Let's get, these are kind of delicate, so I'm going to definitely use liquid adhesive. maybe we better try to put this one down first since it's going to kind of be under. And I'm just going to put some around on it. By the time, as long as it's anchored, you get it in the page protectors, I've just learned that you don't have to glue every little thing. I don't take it in and out of the page protectors. Once I get it in there, it's in there. So it's good. I do see one little thing that didn't get punched out though, right there. There we go. Okay, let's get this one on there. This lighter color doesn't show much, but this is glitter paper, and so it probably doesn't show very well in the video, but it really looks pretty, that tone on tone in that glitter paper on this. Okay, let's get this bottom one in place. That one can't, it's got to stay on the paper. I can kind of adjust that top one a little if I need to. This one's got to stay on the paper. We had so much fun on this cruise. It was, like I said, my 2 best friends and my sister, and then these 4 girls. They were so funny. We swam. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just amazed at God's creation. We swam with the stingrays, and that was hilarious. One of my friends, I have a picture of all of us, but I decided to scrap this one because, well, for starters, I needed the picture of the females, and I thought this color scheme would be pretty with this, and it wouldn't be with the picture of all of us. But we swam with the dolphins. Not the dolphins. My husband and I did that one time, but all of us girls swam with the stingrays. Well, we have, one of my best friends is a little bitty tiny short thing, and she doesn't swim. So I learned that the hard way on a trip one time. But she wanted to get out of the boat, and we're out on this sandbar, and they put some food out, and these stingrays just swarm in, and they're just amazing. And so we stepped out of the, we climbed out of the boat down the ladder and step off the ladder, and we're on this sandbar, and it's not even chest high. So we tell Patsy, our little friend, it's not deep, it's fine, you'll be fine, you can touch bottom and you'll be fine. She steps down off of the ladder, of course, the only place in the whole sandbar that would be over her head, and that's where she steps off the ladder. So first thing, she goes under. She was like back on that boat in a split second. Like, I'm done with this. Yeah, y'all lied to me. But we had a good time. She just watched and took pictures from the boat. Then we ended up in, I think our last stop was like Cozumel or one of those, Playa del Sol, one of those places there on the Caribbean coast of Mexico. And so we're going to snorkel. And she decides she wants to try to snorkel. I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. So we get her all, I mean, like, I wasn't even using a life jacket because snorkeling, this is not one to stick. Snorkeling in that salt water, it's just, I mean, and we're doing it on our own, not like with a group or anything. It's like, you're so buoyant in that salt water that you don't even need a life jacket. Of course, we put one on her. And so we go get our snorkeling stuff, and they've got these it gets really deep real fast there. And it goes out, and there's this underwater statue thing out there. And anyway, so she and I go out, and we get out a little ways, and she just absolutely, I mean, we're out a pretty good ways. And she hasn't put her face in the water to see, that it's deep yet. We're just paddling out. And I'm kind of pulling her out there. And so we get out there, and I'm looking in the water, and I said, oh, there's that statue. She looks down in the water and just panics. She starts trying to climb on my head. I mean, it was like I finally just had to get her at an arm's length and tell her to stop trying to climb on my head, and that I would get her back to shore. But oh my gosh, it's like Okay, I'm done with you swimming. I'm not doing this anymore. You're going to drown me. She'll go, and she'll stay in the boat, but she's through with the swimming thing, especially when we tell her it's not over her head. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put my flare on there. Now, this, I got to tell you, I don't do flares. They kind of, I just don't really, I've not gotten into flares, but I had this one set of flares, and it went with a toy collection that I had for my grandsons, and this one is the one I used, and it was a little viewfinder, and it was white with black little windows on it. And so I colored it with my marker and put a enamel dot over the top of it so that to cover the viewfinder part of it. And so that's what I'm doing to meet the qualification for my flare. So I've got a flare on here. It isn't much of one, but I've got a flare on there. Okay, let's see. I need a flower down here, so let's see about that. I need something else. Let's see what we can put down here to kind of give this one a little more oomph. Maybe one of these. Let's try this little one. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's get these little things down. Just a little bit of liquid glue and they'll be fine. My sister, we've been on some trips before. They lived in Indonesia. Her husband he worked for ExxonMobil, and they lived in Indonesia for like 5 years. And so my daughter and I told her if they went to Indonesia that we'd figure out a way somehow to come see her. And so my daughter and I actually did go see him. We spent a month in Indonesia, and we traveled all over Indonesia while we were there. It was really fun. So we had done that. And then, a few years ago, a good while after this, a few years ago, their oldest son and his wife were living in Michigan. And so we took a trip to Michigan and went all over Michigan. Had a super time doing that. So we have traveled a little bit together. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And I just kind of curl the edges of these flowers a little bit, just like I usually do them with my fingernail. You can do them with anything, but just giving them a little bit of a curl kind of brings them to life. Even though they flatten out when you put them in the page protector, they still look better if they've been curled. They're not like just totally flat. Okay, I've got this left over. Let's see if we can plug it in somewhere. Maybe just down under there. Sure, why not? No use to leave that little bit. This is just some that, oh, this needs to be poked out. Some that, like a feather that didn't cut well, and so I just kind of salvaged the parts that I could and figured I'd use them somehow, and sure enough I am. There's still one little piece that didn't come out. Here we go. Okay, I'm pretty good with all that. I'm going to put some enamel dots in those flowers just to kind of go with the flare and that enamel dot. Okay, so I'm going to do this up here. I'm thinking I may journal just a little bit right in. This paper actually has some lines, so I'm kind of thinking I'm going to journal just right in there. But I wanted to, this one I haven't curled, doesn't look like. I wanted to, since these pink flowers are already there, I thought I'd just kind of dress them up a little and put some dimensional flowers in them. So that's what these were for. I think I'm going to use one of the dark ones just to kind of pull that color up there too. I thought, well, or do I want to do that? That's 4. I think I'm going to, I was thinking I might tuck one under here just to kind of do that. I don't know if I want them. I kind of like this one with that teal under it instead of doing all the pinks. Is this the bigger? This is a little bit bigger one. Let's see about it up there. I think I may go with the bigger one up there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Let's go with it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm about out of glue here. Let's see. Let's get this glued in the middle of that. And see where we need it on here. Just pick that up and see where we want it. I don't know. May have to stand up to see if that's somewhat straight. Okay. I'm going to need to put a little bit of glue in under this. There we go. Okay. So, let's get these glued down. I just have not, you know how you go through those times of just not being inspired? And I'll watch someone's video and I go, oh, I need to do that. And then I get over here to scrap and I think, now what was it I was going to do? I don't know if other people get like that or not, but I do. And I think, oh my goodness, I just need some inspiration. So it's good for me to do these challenges where, you know, you've got to use this, you've got to use that. I'm going to, as soon as I finish up and the time is out on these Love and Movies, I'm going to do some of Shannon Keith's challenges. I forgot what it's called. Shake It, something, Scrap It, or something. Anyway, I'm going to do some of those just to give me, you know, some ideas. I just get to where I feel like I don't have any, everything looks alike and I get tired of it. Okay, we're going to put some enamel dots in the middle of these flowers and then see what else we think we need. There's one. Oops, I already have the glue in that one. Let's go with the lighter one on this. Okay. And a darker one on this one. Where'd you go? Okay. All right. I think I'm liking that. And let's see. Do we want an enamel dot up there? Do we want one up here? A little one. Sure, why not? Let's try it. I'm going to do it without the glue first and make sure we like it. Then we'll glue it, since it's right above that. Yeah, I think it needs it. Get that glued down. We got to my sister's. We left out of Galveston, I guess, for this cruise. And we get to my sister's. She hasn't packed, which is really unlike her because she's like very organized and just, I was really shocked that she wasn't packed. I think I'm going to put one in the middle of this little kind of white flower. Whoa, I don't need you. And anyway, I had told her, she said, I don't know what I'm going to take. I don't want to buy anything. I said, well, I've got a dress you can wear. So I took this little dress and it fit her perfect. And I took a top that was real cute on her that was too little for me. And so she wore some of my clothes. All right. I don't know if we need to do like just some enamel dots around or not. Let's just lay them on there and see what we think. Don't have a whole lot more. Let's do these. These are starting to get kind of big. And I've got these lighter ones, but I don't know if they'll even show on here. Yeah, they do. I like them. So I think I'll do that. And call it good. I know that's pretty simple, but I think that's how we're going to leave it and call it good. Let me see if I can get you close up or two, and we'll see what, let you see these little clusters a little bit better. I just loved these, and so I was ready to use them. There's my flowers, my friend, my sister, and then this little cluster down here. Sorry about the glare. I just thank you so much for stopping by, and if you like this, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe and help me build my channel. And have a blessed day and be a blessing to somebody else. Bye-bye.